So go to spreadsheets now, still part of accounting software. So what do we use a spreadsheet for? We use a spreadsheet to create a tabular form on information on data of a business. So instead of having them written down, we use the spreadsheet to create numbers, figures, data, numerical, to add and subtract using the system. That's what we use the spreadsheet for. So that's what you see here. This is a spreadsheet. Where you see A, B, C, D, E, F. That's how a spreadsheet looks like. So there are cells there. You have to only create a formula inside the cell. As soon as you create the formula, whenever you input whatever you input in addition, it automatically generates the information. Right here I wrote a spreadsheet is a series of cells presented in rows and columns. These are rows and columns. So it's a numerical data or words can be entered. You can enter numerical data or words into a spreadsheet. So that's what a spreadsheet for. So here I go to a computer software spreadsheet allows data to be presented in a tabular format. So we use a spreadsheet to present data in a tabular form instead of having them all written every now and then. So we just have the rows and the column. Maybe the column is for the invoices. The rows are for the numbers of invoices or the amount of money paid for each invoice. So you have them set. So you don't need to keep a lot of papers with you anymore. You just have to input the figure, then to automatically generate the values. That's what we use a spreadsheet for. So now we go to advantages and disadvantages of accounting software. Go to page 15, please. So advantages and disadvantages of software. So the first one says data is entered and processed very rapidly, much faster than in a manual form. So because it's technology makes it become faster and easier. So when you are recording your data, it's easier to do more than you recording it manually. So that's what they're saying. There's an advantage using accounting software. 2, accuracy is improved since data is only entered once and documents are updated automatically. In the manual system, data may have to be entered twice or more. You know, I told you when you are using accounting software, you only have to enter it once. As soon as you enter it once, it will automatically generate itself. It will automatically update the system. But if it is manual, I have to write here. After writing on this sheet, I have to write in the next sheet. I have to write in other sheets. But with their computer, with technology, I only have to input once and it spreads to wherever it needs to spread to. The third one, documents such as invoice, credit note statements, and remittance advices can be produced easily and quickly. They can also be processed easily. So invoices that we have now, like I told you, we have a spreadsheet. So using the spreadsheet, you have the invoice numbers. Just input the invoice number with the amount. It automatically gives you the values of all your sales, or automatically gives you the value of all your purchases. Do you understand? So invoices can be kept, can be processed easily. You can keep them. They can be saved. Okay. The fourth one, accounting records are updated in real time, so they accurately reflect customers' accounts. This enables remedial action to be taken if necessary. So because it's an accounting software that you have to record every now and then, so you automatically update your customers or suppliers' information. So if there's any mistake, you can immediately edit and get it done and save. Do you understand? Unlike when you have to record it manually, so you have to cancel, and stuff like that. And it might be, you might say, okay, I'll write it later on, I'll update it later on. But with the system, because your customers might also have the same information, that they need to get the same information on real time. So whenever you have it, you just have to input it immediately so that it can also reflect on their own ledger too. So everything is done in real time. So it reflects on updates of customer situation or supplier situation. The fifth one, management information can quickly be made available in the form of reports. So now that everything is updated, I can easily put them together and send it to my manager. Or managers can also check through their own files to know what has been done in terms of sales, in terms of logistics, in terms of whatever it is. Because it's a system that is working automatically. So I can see it, you can see it, everybody can have access to it, in as much as they are working for the organization. So management can also get their report from those information. Instead of calling manager A, manager B, or calling supervisor A, supervisor B, you don't have to call them. You don't have to, because they already input everything. The workers have input them. So the supervisors have seen them. So they can automatically forward it via the mail. So the report is there already, not like having to take paper works to the managers. Is it clear? The sixth one, a system connected to the internet can make financial transactions electronically. So with the system, if you have internet, if you have access to internet, that means you can even transact, you can do online banking, you can do credit and debit and transfer. Do you understand? You can debit your customers, you can credit your customers' accounts, or you can deal with other customers. You can buy from me and you pay immediately, and I receive my cash immediately. Do you understand? And I can also give you the invoice for you to get the goods whenever you have to get them. The seventh one, resources can be used more efficiently. So what they are saying about, when they are talking about resources being used more efficiently, it means that now that there's a system, you don't have to employ a lot of accountants to work with you, because everything is automatically done. So you might, instead of having 4 accountants, you might need just 1 or 2. Documents can be shared online, scanned, and saved, reducing filing space. So you don't have to keep a lot of papers, having a big file, having a big place to keep files. You don't need them anymore. Everything is on the system. And it will be there forever. What are the problems about accounting software? Number 1, installation can be expensive. Yeah. Installing accounting software programs might be expensive initially. And the cost of maintaining them also is high to maintain them.
It's what?
High. It's expensive
High.
It's expensive to maintain.
You said high.
No, it's expensive to maintain them. 2, the introduction of the system will affect most other areas. The introduction of the system, the third one. Yeah, the introduction of this will disrupt the business operation. It's a new program. You are introducing it to the workers. No way, there's no way you want to do it smoothly. It will affect the operations of the business. Yes or no? Yeah. You want to stop them from using one system to start using a new system. It means that one way or the other, things will not work the way it used to work. Do you understand? And workers might not be happy about it, because you are disturbed. Because the system is the management is bringing a new system. It's affecting our own job. So workers might not be unhappy with it. The third one, staff will be trained to use the system. There will be training cost. So it's good to train the workers. Yes, it adds up to their skills, but it's expensive. It has a price, which is adding up to the cost of the business. Is it clear? Is it clear, please?
Yeah.
System downtime can be very disruptive. They might be offline. It's a system, it's a network. It might be offline. And if it is offline, that means work stops, that the operation stops, which is not good for the business. Is it clear? Fraudulent access can seriously affect the business operations and its profitability. People can hack it, cybercrime, and the rest of all. These things can affect your profitability and also affect your business. Security measures are vital. For example, password for staff and protection against virus and hacking. So it's important you secure it. If not, everyone has access to it, which might be a disaster for your company.
Yes.
There are health risks associated with the use of computer keyboards and screens. Yeah, eye problems, back pain, and the rest is attached to using the system.
Yes.
Okay.
Even papers.
Yeah. But for papers, yeah, but we're not even talking about paper. We're talking about using the computer system. Yeah, I know, even papers, yeah, you might have problems writing, and
yes.
same goes to the computer. So you have the case study, which is not important now. So go to data loss. So what does data loss mean? I wrote data loss occurs when valuable or sensitive information on the computer is compromised due to theft, human error, viruses, malware, or power failure. So when valuable or sensitive information is being lost on the system, that is data loss. Do you understand what data loss is now? So it could be malware, it could be human error, it could be a mistake, it could be through virus, it could be cybercrime, it could be theft. Do you understand? So what can you do about this? So it is therefore important for a business to protect its data, as this will help to maintain records, accept or reject accessibility, and improve security. So if you are able to protect your data, it means you are the only one that can allow or reject accessibility to the data. It also makes sure, it also enables this business to keep its or save its records, and it will improve its security. If not, data may be lost. Then we'll go to security. For security, here I wrote all organizations regard their financial information as sensitive. They want it confidential except when required by legislation. So every individual, every businesses want to keep vital information, especially their financial information, to themselves alone. But the government might request for them. So when the government requests for them, they don't have any other choice than to present it to the government. Aside that, they want to keep it confidential. Do you understand? So for you to keep your hardware and software confidential, or to get it secured, what are the steps you have to take as a business? Number one, install a firewall. So this helps to control the information that goes to and from your computer. That means you can control the accessibility of information to your system by installing the firewall. Two, so another way to protect the hardware and software of your accounting system is to install antivirus software. So here I wrote this research for detect and remove any possible viruses on the computer and prevent new viruses from damaging the computer company's file. So when you have antivirus, it means you are protecting the system, the software, not to be contacted with viruses, because when virus goes into your system, it gets corrupted and you might lose all the data. So you have to install antivirus software to your system. The third one, install anti-spyware software. Here, this stops programs like malware from being installed on your computer. For malware allows other people to have access to your work. Do you understand? But when you install anti-spyware software, that means no one can spy into what you do. Do you understand? So in as much as they cannot spy into what you do, they don't know what you do, they don't have access to what you do, they cannot control your system. But if you don't install it, they might take control of your system. And your company might be in a problem with that. Do you understand? The fourth one, use complex and secure passwords. You need to password stops accessibility into your system. So you need to use numbers, figures, uppercase, lowercase, alphabet, to ensure that your password is complex. And you don't write them down, because when you write your password down, someone might have access to it. It's something that you have to generate yourself, and it only stays with you. It's not like you have to write it down. You don't write your password down, because if you do, someone can have access to it. Do you get it? And the last one, check the security settings on your internet. So here I wrote, put the internet zone security to high or medium. This protects the network from cyber attack and enables better network performance. So when you use your network zone, what do you have to do? You have to secure it. And how do you secure it? use the IE very well. Just put it in high or medium. It makes a flow on your internet and it stops cyber attack. So no one can hack your account or do anything with your system.
Oh.
Hack. They can cyber attack, cyber crimes. You know about cyber crime?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you have to do? You have to check. You have to always check your security settings.
How?
On your internet.
Like, what would you do?
Yeah. The internet has security settings.
Mm-hmm.
The internet zone. What gives you the internet? You know, when people have access to it, they can hack your password and start using your internet. Yes or no? If they start using your internet, it means you as a business, you already know the number of users of your internet, but now you're having additional users. It reduces the work rate. Yes or no? So what do you have to do as a business? Because it's maybe when you bought the internet, it is on maybe low internet zone. So you change it to medium or high. That keeps or safeguard users or hackers who wants to have access to your internet. Because if they have access to your internet, they start using it, they become one of your users. And that might reduce the work rate of your internet.
I thought you were talking about the password.
No, I'm not talking about the password. I'm talking about the security settings on your internet browser.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the security of your password.
No, the password will be for the workers, the staff, each individuals we have. You will not even tell your colleague what the password is. Is it clear now? So we go down to the case study of software. Let's forget about the case study here. You can do it later on. Let's go to the exam practice. Are you there? So the first question says, which software is an accountant most likely to use for recording customers' addresses? Customers' addresses, you need a database. It's a data. So it's not just one customer. You have a lot of customers. So you need database. Not for invoices. For invoices, you need spreadsheets. Is it clear?
Yes.
So it is database, number 1B. Question 2. What's an electronic mail used for? Electronic mail, email. What do you use it for? Can you try to do it?
Electronic email?
Yeah.
For saving information.
Check the options we have here. To send and receive messages over a network, to send and receive messages via the internet, to send and receive messages via radio waves.
All of the above.
Electronic.
B,
great. To send and receive messages via the internet. Thank you. The third one. In spreadsheets, what are values, formula, and labels stored in?
Labels.
No, cells. I said cells. I told you cells. The column and the row. They are all in set. Okay. So it is what? D. And the last one. What's a computer hardware? A medium of data communication, a physical device driven by data, a physical device driven by software.
C.
Yeah, a physical device driven by software. Thank you. So that's all about that. So that's the end of chapter 2.
Okay.